is your host, Holly, and it's time for a little teaser talk.
Rocklahoma. America's biggest Labor Day party is back with the loudest lineup yet. This August 30th through September 1st in Pryor, Oklahoma, with, for the first time ever, Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot, Disturbed, Evanescence, plus A Day to Remember, Lamb of God, and many more. Passes and camping on sale now at rocklahoma.com, starting at $10 down.
What is going on, everyone? We survived yet another year at Rocklahoma. So you guys wrapped up the 18th year with an unforgettable festival. So performance from Slipknot, Disturbed, Avenged Sevenfold, Lamb of God, A Day to Remember, Evanescence, Skillet, and many, many more. You guys, there are over 75,000 fans in Pryor, Oklahoma, at America's biggest Labor Day party this weekend, or this last weekend. And I was one of the 75,000. And wow, what a time. It was super cool too. Just kind of mention some notes here that we've got from our PR people. And there was over $73,000 raised for a local, for area foundation benefiting local charities. So that was super cool. Good to see that. You guys, it was, what a weekend. For the first time, you guys, this year, Teaser Talk pitched a tent, and not the type of tent that we were looking for. Kidding, kidding, but also sames. Anyways, so it started out, I'm going to start just kind of, I guess I'll just tell you guys how camping went, because that was kind of one of the big things I was super nervous about. It was me and my best friend Scotty, and we, some people are saying we overpacked, but you know what? We have high standards, and we didn't have enough opportunity to arrange for an RV since with us getting media campsite, which I'm super grateful. Shout out to the DWP people for arranging to have us have a spot to camp in, but we didn't have time to arrange for an RV. So we elected to just, pitch that tent and let's have fun. So we got like it's a quote unquote 3 bedroom, but it's really just separated by like dividers. And then there's like a middle part in the way. So it was nice to have some privacy. So we caught there on Thursday. And of course, we ran an hour and a half late leaving. So there's that. But by the time we got through the gates and checked in, I would say it was about 8:30-ish, 9-ish. And immediately right rolling through the gates, we saw a pair of tits. So I knew, I was like, okay, we're going to see lots of body parts this weekend. When we got to our campsite, we unloaded and set up our tents. We had a tent. We had a canopy, and emphasis on had, you guys. I have to fill you that in here in a second. We had 2 privacy tents. So one was a tinkle tent. So we got like a little potty in case if we need to go tinkle in the middle of the night, not trying to go walking in the wilderness looking for a porta potty, which I would totally do again. And we will do that again for next year if we do not get an RV. And then we had a shower tent. And let me tell you why we had a shower tent is because I started doing some research on camping at Rocklahoma. And one of the recurring themes that I saw over and over again was that people were going to the bathroom in the showers. And I'm not talking about number one, you guys. And I heard last year, I heard people were fucking in the showers. Hey, you know what? I can look past that. I can, walk right by and don't see anything, whatever, mind my own business. But for somebody going to the restroom, the bathroom, I cannot, I cannot look past. So anyways, we elected to have a little privacy shower, and then we got like this bag, like it's like a shower head bag that holds like 5 gallons of water. So the first night we took a shower tent, and Scotty was like, what if I use all the water? I'm like, bitch, do not use all the water. Luckily he left me with some, but you guys, it was probably the most shameful shower I've ever taken in my life. The way that the hose was, it didn't like properly dispense unless you were all the way down. So I was literally on my knees taking a shower. Yeah. But anyways, the next day I was like, all right, I'm gonna go, let's get some like courage and let's just go check all these showers. You guys, it was not as bad as the internet was making it sound. Maybe they stepped it up and cleaned it better or whatever like that. I mean, Would I prefer my own home shower? Absolutely. But for campground showers, there was water pressure, there was warm water, and it was not like a million degrees. And more importantly, there was not any um, I don't know, bathroom things in the shower. So we will not be doing a shower tent next year. Just so you know, there you guys heard it first here. The showers were not that bad. So that was day one, setting everything up. And you guys, we were kind of lame. Like as soon as we didn't get done till like midnight because it was dark, trying to put the tent up in the dark. Of course, we had lanterns, but they weren't like spotlights. Anyways, we decided we were just gonna open a couple of beers and eat some ramen and call it a night. So day one officially kicked off on Friday. I had some interviews arranged. So went and checked in at the media tent and did some awesome interviews. Day one, everything I feel great. I'm so glad I didn't go out like that night before because I don't know if I'm getting older or if I'm partying smarter, maybe both. But yeah. Anyways, so we got to interview some awesome guys like Eyebolt. We got to just a handful of other people too. We got to interview, which I cannot wait to release. Great interviews day one. But then you guys, about 3 o'clock, we got the code yellow, which code yellow means, hey, pay attention. The weather's starting to get a little tricky. We might have to evacuate. And then before you know it, code red. So we had to evacuate. Now we were parked in media. So when you take the media, you just literally, we had to drive out an exit and then go into another entrance. It was pouring down rain and they locked the gates. Of course, liability. I totally understand why, but it totally sucked because we were locked out of our campground. So we made the most of it, flipped a Yui and went ate some Mexican food at a restaurant nearby. Now, when we got back, that was another story. So the gates were unlocked. We were able to go in. And you guys, it had rained so much that it pulled on our canopy, destroyed our canopy. So RIP my canopy. She got left in Pryor, Oklahoma, and definitely mangled up and no bueno. But the great news is the festival got rocking and rolling back, and Avenged Sevenfold was able to close us out. So the weather went away. We had a great time. Another great one was Kim Dracula. That was a good one too to watch. So day two. Oh, wait, I got to talk about the shenanigans, you guys. Okay, so the afters. So last year, my friend David was telling me that there is this like epic, legendary, I don't know, insert word to describe something that cool there. And he's like, you have to go check out the stripper pole. Like people will literally go and like strip on the stripper pole. And I'm like, first off, I'm like, ew, like everyone's sweating and you know they're probably not Cloroxing, wipe this pole down. I'm in. I want to see this. I will not get on it. And if I try to get on it, you guys, then please take me back to my tent. Anyways, so we went there and it was not what it cracked up to be. The people that we saw in there was like with clothes or like there's this cowboy that just kept going up there. And I'm like, okay, we get it. Like your cowboy has old news. Again, we didn't see anything. I might have saw like an ass cheek or something from a guy, but I don't know. So then we were walking by and we saw I think it might have been the Kinklahoma setup. I don't know if that's an official one, but it was like ass slapping contest. So that was entertaining for a couple of minutes, but then afterwards it's like, all right, it's old news. Like people just getting their ass slapped. So then we called it a night because it was a long day and all scattered and went back to our campsites. Day two. So day two, we had some more awesome interviews. Austin Mead, that was probably one of the most surprising interviews. Not that I was expecting anything bad or like, anything. I was just didn't know what to expect. Usually when I interview with these people, like I have an idea of, who they are and stuff like this. And of course I'm aware of who Austin is, but I didn't get a chance to super scout out like his interview styles and stuff like that. But it was a great conversation. That's probably one of the most surprising ones just because I didn't know what to expect. But my guys from Another Day Dawns rolled in and interviewed them. That was probably the one I laughed the most at. Like it was a fun interview. You guys, I cannot wait for you guys to listen to that one. So we did that. And then, of course, day two, music. There's just code yellow. We didn't get evacuated, thank goodness. Our tent stayed dry. Yay. But yeah, it was another epic freaking day of music. And let's see, I think A Day to Remember closed that day two out. No, Disturbed. Disturbed did, and it was amazing. So there was that day, and then the afters. Okay, so then I'm like, all right, this is redemption time, David, because The stripper pole sucked yesterday. We're thinking maybe we went too late. So as soon as the headliner performed, we beelined it like to get per row. Again, you guys, it was not what I would expect to be. Like I was ready to get rowdy and have fun and it wasn't awful, but yeah. So we stayed there for just a little bit. Then we ventured off to the you guys are gonna laugh at this. The butthole bus. And yeah, I said what I said. Butthole bus is actually three B's or something. It's like boobs, butts, bus or something like that. But honestly, guys, I have a pair of tits. I'm not interested in seeing tits. Show me your butthole. So that was a fun time though. It's literally a school bus that has been converted into like a party bus. And the upstairs has like a deck, like a wood deck. And you literally just get up there and you have a beer and you catcall and you tell people to show them your tits, show them their assholes, whatever you want to do. That was a fun time. Although I will say this, I'm not one to get motion sickness at all, but standing up there, with people walking around, it would like sway. You guys, between that and drinking and then the heights, I had to take a couple moments. Like there's a point in time I was like, all right, I need to go downstairs and get on the ground. I don't know why it was messing with me so bad. It had been maybe like a mixture of all those things. But we went downstairs and then one of the ladies there, she was walking around with Jello shots. And of course, you guys, I never want to encourage you guys to take drinks from randos, but they are an established camp, and I felt, better about getting a drink from her or a Jello shot from her than some random person walk by in the campgrounds. So I had some Jello shots, two, three, four, five, I don't know, lost count. But then she brought these little like this like black plastic bag and you just reach your hand there and grab something. So I'm like, oh, this is fun. Like best prize is a surprise. And I pull up this little nip, like I call little nips, but they're like the little mini alcohol bottles. And it said 99 bananas. And to me, I'm like, oh, I love bananas. And honestly, guys, I usually typically just stick to either seltzers or vodka soda. So, or tequila soda, preferably, or vodka soda. But anyways, so I was like, you know what? Fuck, I'm gonna try it. Ugh, this was the worst mistake. And I don't say worst mistakes, but it's not a good choice. It tastes like turpentine, you guys. It was awful. 0 out of 10 would recommend 99 bananas as a drink for you to enjoy. So, and I was like, yeah, I'm acting all tough. I'm like, I'm gonna finish it. Everyone's like, you don't have to finish it if it's that bad. But here I am, being a tough girl. But our night ended at the Butthole Bus. It was a fun time. Again, you guys, the after parties weren't as rowdy as I thought they would be, which is totally fine with me. I had fun, don't get me wrong. But I was picturing, I don't know what I was picturing, but I had a great time. I will say day three, I woke up moving a little bit slower than the days before. I'm telling you that 99 bananas, no bueno. I didn't have a terrible hangover, but it was definitely like that annoying headache that won't go away. And I'm like, man, I got interviews today. I can't be feeling like a bag of dicks, but it went away eventually. Anyways, so day three, I had some awesome interviews lined up. And let's see here. What else? So I would say one of they're all amazing interviews, but I was definitely looking forward to interviewing the guy from Nothing More. So that was good. So had a great conversation with him, and he was like talking about how he's really big into craft beers. And I was like, oh, you know what? This sounds really good. So afterwards, I went back to the tent and went to the bar and got a craft beer. Tasted like cat pee, you guys. It was not it's not a good craft beer. So, anyways, I did chug almost all of that, but I couldn't stomach the last part of it. But yeah, it was great. Kerry King freaking crushed it. The crowd lost their minds when he played a Slayer song, as they did at Welcome to Rockville. It was so hot. It was so hot. So I didn't see too many mosh pits for that as much as I saw at Welcome to Rockville. But also maybe I missed something in the back or something being with the front. But yeah, you guys, it was epic. It was fun. It was amazing. All the bands were awesome. Evanescence was amazing. Disturbed was, I mean, they really all were. Clutch fucking crushed it. That was awesome. I didn't get pink eye this year, like gore when they stained my contacts pink. So your girl did not come back with stained contacts. And yeah, it was interesting. It was a great event. I can't wait for Rocklahoma 2025. I love that I met so many awesome people last year. And then I got to see them again this year. And then hopefully I'll get to see them the next year after that. But it was just great catching up with people. Like I said, my friend David, Dean was awesome. My Aussie guys, they were amazing. Daniel and Scuba Steve, they were there. They flew all the way from Australia, guys, just to come to Rocklahoma. Like, it says a lot. It says a lot about the music festival, and people are coming from other countries, especially like Australia, to come to see us. So that was awesome to see them. Vanessa, Sean, Bobby, Mike. There were just so awesome people there. And then met some new friends too. So I had met Dakota already from Another Day Dawns when they were touring with Kingdom Collapse, but it was good to actually hang out with those guys. And man, did we have fun. We had so much fun, you guys. It was epic. Let me see if I think I'm missing something. I told you guys about the camp being all wet and stuff and crazy. Let's see. Da, 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 da. I don't see anything. But I guess to answer the question, the stripper pole party, was it a hit or was it a miss? In my opinion, guys, it was most definitely a miss. I don't know. I wouldn't be as eager to go back to it next year. I would be okay if I actually didn't. And then the whole bus was definitely fun for sure. I would most definitely go back and see some buttholes, but I would make sure to kind of maybe keep a little bit more on the solid ground before running upstairs in that bus. But that was so much fun. But yeah, you guys, I can't wait till next year. You guys stay on the lookout for the interviews that we conducted. Shout out to my best friend Scotty for being my ride or die. So grateful we didn't do the ladder, so we just rode it out, and he helped me obviously with camping and stuff, but then also just like with audio and camera stuff. So shout out to my bestie. Hopefully you'll be able to make it with me next year too, because it was epic and it was a good time. But yeah, you guys, if you guys didn't get a chance to go, you guys missed out on an awesome time. I will say this, that there's been a lot of feedback and chatter because this was the first year that DWP had ran it and owned it or whatever, if you will. And I think a lot of people are just don't like change. And, of course, there's some barking and stuff like that. And some people like they didn't like this, they didn't like that. And always the complainers seem to be the louder ones. And I'm sure that there's some valid complaints out there, but some of them I'm like, all right, you guys, come on, let's be real here. But overall, you guys, I think it's a slam dunk deal. And I know obviously when new changes come and new management, new owners, people who acquire it, when that comes out, I know that it's always nervous to see, especially a festival that's been going on there for 18 years. But it was awesome. It was great. If you guys aren't part of the Rocklahoma Facebook groups, as I mentioned in the last episode, there's so many of them and they're wild. There's like Kinklahoma, there's Rocklahoma Uncensored, there's Rocklahoma Bound, there's singles, there's all kinds of boobs ones. There's all kinds of stuff out there for it. There's a flavor for anyone out there. But I was reading on one of them and this girl had posted it was interesting to see like people were like posting pictures of like people passed out at their campsite and they're like, hey, if you're looking for your campsite member or your buddy, they're here at this location. So it's kind of cool that people are looking out for everyone like that. But then this one girl, she had posted and said, my boyfriend got super drunk and he didn't come home to the tent. Please let me know if you guys see him or hear from him. And there's a picture of him. And then in the comments, I started reading, and then people were like, "Oh, check the jail," and he actually got arrested. So poor guy, I think he got public intoxication slapped on him. So, and then people were like, "Oh, like we need an update. Are you guys still together?" And she's like, "Yeah, we're still together. He's at home, recovering." So that was one. Another one lady had put on there was like, and it's interesting how many people just go out there and just say everything. So it's like this one girl, she had, I guess, had posted on there before, and it was like a picture of her holding like a shroom and like a shroom cap. And she's like, yeah, I ate all that. And like, I'm like, oh my gosh, why would you post that in a Facebook group? I don't know. But anyways, um, so like, I don't know, like 10 hours later or something that she had posted like, well, my boyfriend cheated on me. I beat him up and went to jail, or my boyfriend cheated on me and then I went to jail or something like this. So essentially, I guess he cheated on her with her best friend. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not good. And then people were like, and then later, she had posted like, did anybody else feel like they got roofied? I got into a fight and I went to jail, and then people were like, are you sure it wasn't your cheating boyfriend that got you to fight? I don't know. Interesting stories that you guys could read literally for days on there. And it's just interesting entertainment to say the least. But yeah, another year of Rocklahoma in the books. So much fun. I will say this, man, when I got home, that shower was probably one of the best showers I've taken. And my bed was definitely the best sleep I've ever had. Because, yes, I haven't been camping since like elementary school. I had an air mattress, so I can't be complaining too much. It wasn't that bad, but man, there's something about air conditioning, lighting, um, because we had a generator, but like, air conditioning in a tent's very hard to stay. And just being in your own bed. So super grateful to have my bed when I got back home. But yeah, another stellar Rocklahoma in the books. If you guys didn't get the chance to attend, like I said, you missed out. But make sure you guys check out next year. I mean, if you're available, check that shit out. I don't think they have tickets available just yet, but they do pretty quickly as far as announcing that. And it's Labor Day weekend every year, or it has been. So just go and time block that stuff off and make it a point to attend. And hopefully next year we'll be able to do media and provide you guys with more giveaways of how to win weekend passes. Until next week, you guys, keep rocking and watch out for those buttholes and the buses that move. Bye, everyone.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Teaser Talk. Head over to teasertalk.com to subscribe so you don't miss out on another episode. Until next week, keep rocking.